You know what? I can do it for free. And you got a bit nervous, so you start negotiating against yourself. Open hands. Hi. Now I'm doing it right. Passion and emotions has a place in negotiations.
Well, negotiation is not always about being the toughest or the strongest one in the room. It's about being the most strategic one. So today we are revealing the top lawyers' secrets that you should know about when you are in the negotiation room and how to speak across the table. Kat,
Hey.
our business lawyer, which we are very happy to have, you're going to explain it to us today.
Yeah, and I mean, the toolbox for negotiation, you can never have a big enough toolbox.
No, exactly.
So we're kicking off here with 10 tips.
Yes.
Yep.
So at the end of this episode, you'll be well prepared for negotiating good deals. At the end of this episode, you know exactly how to negotiate, and this is deal specifics that you should know about. Stay tuned. So we're kicking off.
Yeah.
Never negotiate against yourself. Sounds like you need to know that.
Yeah. Imagine that you walk in as a consultant. I'm the consultant and you're the customer. So I can do this copy for you for 20K. I will have it for you in 3 weeks. And you as the company, the customer goes, well, actually, I can have it to you in 1 week. Well, actually, I mean, I can do it for like 10K. Well, I'm not sure, really. You know what? I can do it for free. I can have it to you by tomorrow. I mean, as long as I get the credentials, I'm good. I'm good. Recognize?
Yep.
So the customer didn't say no. The customer didn't even make a counter offer. What happened was that he waited you out and you got a bit nervous, so you start negotiating against yourself.
And it's very common to use this silence as a tactics.
Do you recognize that feeling that you start negotiating, coming with new offers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So play it cool, wait, don't be afraid of time. Don't be afraid of silence. Be cool.
You get this. The next one, number 2, let them negotiate against themselves.
So if we now know that we should not negotiate against ourselves, we might want to know, how do we make them negotiate against themselves?
And how do we do that?
Yeah. The best thing is, if you get an offer that you don't want, don't say no directly. And don't come with a counter offer too quickly. Instead, ask questions. Instead, use silence and see what happens. So you wait them out. So if you're cool, calm, and collected, and ask, well, how will I do that? And okay, well, how will that work? And you will try this a couple of times, and I bet you will notice that many people will get nervous by you being so calm, cool, and collected and silent, that they will offer you a better deal without you having ever needed to counter-offer their first offer.
That's so smart.
Thank
you. And it works, yes, as you said. Well, then takes us to number 3, is anchor with sophistication.
Often we look at these negotiation tips. Some say, anchor, anchor, anchor high, anchor low, go, go, go. Always, that changes their reality, their mindset. Might be. I would say be a bit more sophisticated about it. Think, who in the room is the most educated on the topic? Is it you or the other party? If I'm buying a car and I walk into your Mercedes sales office, you will most likely be more informed than me. So it might be dangerous for me to anchor and throw out something out there that's not realistic, or that shows that I don't really know the ropes. Sometimes, if the other party is more knowledgeable, you might just, okay, I know they will anchor me, but it's better that I know their position than me throwing something out there that I do not know if it's credible or not. Because I might lose more negotiation power by throwing something out there that I do not really know if it's credible. Because if you're way off, you might just end up losing credibility.
Yeah.
So it might not have that anchoring effect. Because they will just, forget about it.
Okay, so anchor with sophistication. And then the next one is portion out your concessions.
Yeah, so if we're in a negotiation and you feel that you have a first draft of something, say it's a share purchase agreement. So we negotiate everything from the networking capital to the payment terms, if I get everything at once, or in deferred payments, if I have an earn-out, how's that's going to look. Quite quickly, I might identify that, okay, it's not so important for me, the definition of that part of the networking capital, or I don't care if I have deferred payment to 12 months or 18 months, actually. Don't throw all of the concessions in at once. If you have 3 or 4 concessions, you feel, I will be fine. I will sign anyway. Use them one by one. And for every concession you throw out there, make sure you get one back. So throw one, get one back. Throw one, get one back. So you don't use them too quickly. Because you want to end up signing and you say, okay, I can change that, and that. Because then the other party hasn't done his or her concessions. But you have given away everything. And then you might have to give more concessions that you are not comfortable with. So use them in portions and make sure you get something back for each and every one.
That's a really good strategy. And it takes us to the next one, which is the body language basics.
And I'm going to say basics because there are so many amazing gurus and professionals giving you all of these tools, how to, I love body science, I think it's called.
Yep.
Yeah. And we can link to that below. She's amazing. But do keep it you. Don't be too open body position. Look them in the eye. Open hands. Hi. Now I'm doing it right. So be you. If you want to cross your arms.
Be authentic.
Yeah. It will work better. I cross my legs. I mean, some would say that's closed position. That's bad. Some FBI agents say that this shows that you're safe.
Yes.
So anybody who's concerned or afraid or tense will be in a getaway position.
Yes, and this is not a getaway position.
No. So feet off the ground signals you're safe.
Yeah.
Which is a good. You have trust.
Yes.
So my point is, do take the advice. Do follow it, but be mindful and be comfortable. Do what works for you, no more, no less. That will work best in the end.
That's a really good tip. And also the listening skill basics.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I know listening is amazing. I know. I know asking questions is amazing. I know. But it can be that it ends up being kind of some interrogation. So how are we going to do that?
Help.
So how do you feel about that?
Yes.
So is it blue or red? And suddenly you're not being a person.
No, it sounds robotic.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not giving anything back. Do it in a fluent way. Do listen, but be you.
And don't aim to win the argument.
That is, winning an argument typically builds frustration in the long run. The research show that the best thing you can do is if you can problem solve together. And preferably make your counter party come up with a solution that you want. So be mindful because sometimes our intention shifts. Because when we walk into the negotiation table, what I want is a great deal. I want us to sign and be happy. And then you start saying some things about my company, that the accounting has been poorly kept and that the marketing isn't really up to par, and that's most likely why you've been losing out on your revenue. I'm starting to get upset.
Yes.
And suddenly, without knowing it, my intent went from doing this brilliant deal to actually showing that I'm right and you're wrong. My main focus is here and now. I want to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're calling my baby ugly.
Yes, you don't listen to understand, you listen to argument.
Yeah. So suddenly I forget about this whole deal about me getting 50 million and buying my Malibu mansion. Because I want to be right. You claim that my marketing isn't good. What do you know about marketing? I'm going to win this argument. So take a step back. What is your long-term objective?
Yeah.
Forget about winning the argument.
Yeah, you don't.
You will derail.
And then we come back to this: no robot, be you.
Yeah. So this is the holistic part, and this I'm gonna really say something that contradicts most other negotiation tactics you hear that there are so robotics in my head. Think long and hard. When have you been the most convinced? When have you the most changed your mind?
When someone is authentic and I can feel the person.
Yes. And we did not pre-rehearse this. Yes. So go at it. I mean, I'm serious. I know all of these negotiation skills, and when Ida and I talk, I can ramble for 10 minutes because I'm passionate about it, and I'll give a shit. I know it's wrong. and that's, I mean, when I've been the most convinced, that can be when somebody gets pissed, when someone's super passionate, when somebody won't shut up because they believe in their dream, or they're so sure that they are right. And passion and emotions has a place in negotiations. It can't take over everything.
No.
And you should not get derailed from your core interest, that long-term interest. And you should not try to nail your counterpart or anything like that. But having a passion for the issue and acting in a way that might be inappropriate because you're not listening, you're not asking those questions, might be the best way forward.
Yes, but you're also building trust. Because I want to know about you. I want to have you here.
Yeah, that's Ida. She's pissed. She loves this. She knows this. Oh, wow. That's somebody I want to work with.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I would choose that over everything.
Yeah, agree.
Robots we have enough of in the world.
Exactly. So to be a good negotiator, you have to have your type of emotions, your type of personality, your type of actions.
Good one. I love that one. And then number 9, in stalemate, change the team up.
This one is more strategic.
Yep.
Let's say we're in business, we're negotiating selling your business or entering into a long-term contract. Sometimes the negotiations turn sour. And it can be so easy to just change somebody out. Change one of the negotiating parties. Make a shift. So don't have prestige in closing a negotiation you started. So let's say you and I are in negotiation with our landlord.
Yep.
And I've been negotiating with him for 3 months because I want him to accept us having loud music in the evenings because we're recording something very important at nighttime. Yeah, some radio. And I'm not getting through, and I'm so pissed, and I want to go up and I want to tell him, I mean, come on, I mean, it's not right, and we've done the measurements, we're within our rights. What if we just send Ida? Perhaps with some freshly baked cakes.
Yes, that's a good tip.
Yeah. So think about that. Do you have somebody else? And sometimes it can be your husband or your wife.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't have to be in professional situations. Can you just shift the team up? It can be so helpful to unlock a stalemate.
Yeah, and you're changing the energy of the discussion.
Exactly, that's exactly it.
So good.
Yeah.
And then we're heading out to the last one. Let them implement before you agree. What do you mean by that?
As early as possible, let them talk about the post-negotiation situation. So let's say that I'm looking for a job with you, Ida.
Yep.
So even before we sign the contract and agree on the salary, I might want to ask you, so if you and I work together, and you mentioned that we will need to travel to the US together, what would we do? What would it be like? And then I get you talking about painting that vision of you and I being these cool teammates at the bar cheering because we made that deal in the US next week. So make them implement that visually in their head by asking questions about how would it look after we close the deal. Then they will be so much more adapt and have kind of in tune that, yes, we're going to close this because we're going to the US.
Wow. This is a really good strategy.
It is.
I'm amazed by this because, I mean, it helps a lot. And I like when you're talking about it because don't forget to be you. I mean, you are the person in the negotiation room and you're there for a purpose.
Yeah. And authentic goes before perfect any day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now you have this in your toolbox. Remember this when you are closing a deal specific. You can just watch this 10 times extra.
Yeah.
This is not legal advice, it's knowledge sharing. And this episode is also powered by LE Fitness. Thank you so much. Keep educating yourself. Like, subscribe, and share our channel because this is valuable knowledge. Thank you so much.
Hej då!
Hej då!